Hey, so many golfers who come to me for one-on-one instruction, the first thing that they'll tell me is that they just want to be more consistent, that they're thinking of too many things. Golf is not as simple as they'd like it to be. Everything feels so step by step and complicated. So, hey, right after this, let's talk a little bit more on what I call the flow of the swing, how you can use the flow of the swing to get yourself a real big boost in consistency. So if you like to be consistent, then please keep watching. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. As you know, I'm on a mission to hit it longer and straighter off the tee, longer and straighter all the way to the green, so I continue to pursue small modifications even to my motion, my state of mind, my mental imagery that will help give me more distance, accuracy, and consistency from tee to green. Hey, if that's what you'd like to do as well, then join me. Hit the subscribe button, like this video at the end if you got some benefit, and leave a comment down below. All right, so if you feel like your brain is cluttered with so many swing thoughts that you get over the ball and you're not even sure if they're right, what you're doing is right, and it's like, I got to do this on my takeaway, but then I got to do this, and the list is just way too long, and certainly at a competitive speed of any sort, these things are impossible to contemplate and yet still hit a quality shot consistently. We do need to, pare it down to almost a quiet, calm mind where everything is just kind of synthesized all in once. It comes from the back of the brain back here called the cerebellum, and it's responsible for putting this orchestration together into a smooth flow. So the best way is to reverse engineer that. You can first start by feeling the flow of your swing, you know, the flow and the rhythm of the swing with a drill I call the windshield wiper drill. So if I face the camera and I just start to swing back and forth and just turn my brain off. You can either listen to for the swoosh or try to make the swoosh. Just be conscious of the swoosh. You might even add a little bit of a count to it. Like, for example, you could just say something like this, and a 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. And that'll really put some rhythm and tempo behind this sense of flow. So you're talking first, calm mind, not think of anything. You're just going back and forth the same each time. Let the windshield wiper just wipe away the rain and all the extra thoughts, uncluttered thoughts. And let's add a little bit of rhythm to it as well. Now that should be pretty much your baseline thought or lack of thought when you step on the tee and you're playing out on the golf course. You can practice this on the range, just like any new skill. You should practice it before you take it out to the course, but this is a great way. Do 2 or 3 of these swings before you go and hit the ball, just a couple of warm-up swings, and then go and hit the ball with this same kind of mindset. And I think what you're going to get is a lot more consistency. Now, the way you can continue to improve the swing motion that you're making, increase the angles and the technique and make those a lot better, you can just, let's say, take one swing idea. Now, I've got the basket here, and this is my inside-out basket. So I've got it right on the target line. Oh, it's about 24 inches or so behind the tee. And what I can do before I even go to hit a golf ball, which means you can do this in your backyard or front yard or patio, is I can take some flow swings with just this one modification to my technique. So this would be really good for the people who are slicing it from the outside like this, and your swing looks more like a loop and it comes down from the outside, and you tend to slice the ball when you know that's wrong, and you know, well, Steve, you know, I'm flowing and everything, but still I'm slicing. So you can add this one component, but when you do your dry swings or your windshield wiper drill, back and forth, you can just practice missing the basket. So you're just putting this one piece of framework. Got the basket to keep me on the inside, but yet I'm going to maintain my flow and my rhythm. So that would look something like this now. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, 1, and a 2. So now I was successful at building in the feeling of coming from the inside so that I can get a little more of a draw pattern going, while also maintaining the flow. So I'm never losing touch with that kind of flow state I'm in where my brain is fairly quiet. I'm using this item. This is why I like to use a lot of props and stuff to kind of define what I'm trying to do with that swing. So now the next step is I would just simply take the bucket away, and now I'm going to try to repeat. And what you should do is film and video yourself first taking the flow swings, like for example inside the bucket, and then taking it away and seeing how close you can get to duplicating that same shape of swing, while again staying in the flow. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2. And so if you look back at that in slow-mo, we'd see that I was pretty good at preserving the inside-out path on those swings, just now kind of from the memory that I had a minute ago of using the basket. All right, now we step up and challenge to the next rung on the ladder, and that's to add a ball. What I would encourage you to do, however, stay in the flow with your 1 and a 2 windshield wiper drill, but don't try to hit for full distance. You might just swing, between 50 and 70% of your maximum power. So here I'm just going to try to flow, but stay on the inside. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2. Now when you really feel like you've kind of mastered this one modification, let's say you're outside in too much and you want to come inside out, then you can kind of move to another one. So let's get into one more idea on how to remain in this flow and practice with this flow and yet still work on making your swing better. This is one personal to me. All right, so one modification that I'm working on in my own swing is that I would like to make my windup longer and wider. So I'm looking for more shoulder turn, wider arc, longer backswing overall. And this is quite challenging because like any other change in the swing, I can get so conscious up here that I kind of forget what I was supposed to do when I came back down to the ball again. I can throw off my timing and I can throw off, all kinds of things, like the contact with the ball can suffer really bad. So I've employed for my flow swing now, and find my new flow swing, I'm employing this orange whip because it makes it so much easier to practice making an extra long swing. So I'm going to add a little exaggeration, but you're going to see how I'm going to stay in my back and forth windshield wiper flow state swing like this. And 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. Now you see, now you can see there in the slow-mo that those swings were, wow, ridiculously long and wide, and boy, I was getting an awfully healthy shoulder turn there. It's looking like somewhere, I don't know, 110 degrees plus. I'm trying to get into that, Dustin Johnson or even Kyle Berkshire territory so I can really smash that ball out there. I really want to be able to hit it 350 again this year. Wouldn't that be fun? Again, I'll move the prop away. The first exercise, the prop, was the basket to keep you on the inside. This time it's the orange whip. Now I'm going to take a few dry swings in flow, trying to copy the same feel, not to think about any pieces, but just to copy the same sense of flow or the feel of the overall swing. So here we go. And a 1 and a 2. and a 1 and a 2. All right, so those look pretty good. Nice long backswings. Then we move one more rung up the ladder in terms of progression and challenge, and that's to add a golf ball to it, but not with any expectation of speed and distance. So the only way I'll probably be able to pull this off successfully is if I drop to maybe 50 to 70% of my normal force and power. So let me see if I can swing it longer than normal, but stay in the flow. All right, so looking at that replay again with the slow-mo treatment we did, you can see that I didn't repeat the same exaggeration I did with the orange whip, nor as much as I did with the dry swings. It's just too weird. But this is also the big challenge of changing a swing, is that any small change is going to always feel like a bigger change, and any large change is going to feel almost downright impossible at first. So keep that in mind. It does take some time because you got this little thing in the way that you're also supposed to hit squarely and straight, and that just makes it very easy to want to return to what you always do, comfortable. All right, so I'm going to go and keep working on my longer, wider backswing. That's just one of the modifications that I'd like to make to my swing, but I want to practice it well without losing my sense of flow or the whole feeling of the swing, back and forth and back and forth, you know, like a pendulum swing or a windshield wiper, back and forth. Never lose sight of that, especially when you step onto the first tee. Hey, I'm Steve. Thanks so much for watching my channel. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Golf Development Complex in Moorpark, California. If you need any help, come out and see me. I've left my contact info down in the description. And as always, hey, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Take good care, everybody.